Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is a brief reading for the sign of Scorpio for the next 5 days, February 5th through 10th, 2019. If you're watching on another date, it could still be relevant. Time is fluid. Or if it's not resonating, it could be, I believe that it's still meant for you because of the law of attraction, but it could be you're just not ready to hear it, or it's not making sense right now. So that is fine. So this is for people who have a sun sign, an ascendant, a moon, a Jupiter, or Venus in Scorpio. So I'm Scorpio, so hello friends. Okay, so what are some general energies for Scorpio for the next 5 days? Seven of Pentacles. You're working towards this card keeps coming up, so I feel like I'm using the most basic words, but this is about an apprenticeship, a financial career path, like tending to the garden, because in these illustrations it kind of simplifies, but seven, you can see the 6 is charity, the 7 is tending to the garden, the 8 is continuing on your path, the 9 is financial self abundance with self, the 10 is with others and the completion of a process. So right now we're tending to our financial garden, trying to make some sort of career choice or path. 4 of Pentacles, you're hoarding, you're in a hoarding vibe, you're worried about lack, that you can't produce more, so you're holding on to what you have. What's one more general energy for the next 5 days is 5 of Swords. There's a mental conflict going on in your environment, possibly, or just in your head. Could be about others, but there's some sort of battle mentally. Okay. What are some forget all the questions I asked in other videos. What are some messages to guide through these issues for the next 5 days? Okay, death, rebirth. So the end of things, the end of a cycle, the end of a life situation always yields a new beginning. The only constant is change, and it's scary, but it's true. So what else is going to guide us through this situation is Ace of Swords. I always see this as like someone just taking a stand for themselves, and verbally, mentally, communicatively. I think of like the King Arthur sword. Is that King Arthur? Is that what I'm thinking of? That it's like some old story. He pulls this sword out and no one else could do it, and it's like a huge deal. Anyway, so this is like taking a stand. What's one more guiding message to get through these issues that Scorpio is having in the next 5 days? Coming out of poverty. So whatever situation you're in physically, in the physical world with money, you are coming out of a time where you were in a perceived poverty. And how can Scorpio do this? How can they come out of poverty? Let's see how can they have a specific message for that? Page of Wands. So going on an impassioned fire sign quest and making heart-centered decisions that are guiding us through life. I mean, you could see the cups as hearts because it's like emotions, but I see the wands is always relating to the fire signs, and I see those signs as being really like emotion. They can be emotionally, but intense physically. They're the fire signs. They just want to eat up life and go for it. So something, you had the Ace of Swords before. I don't want to go back, but that and this card together, I feel like they're both talking about taking a personal stand. I just want one more guiding message to get through these 5 days for Scorpio. So you might feel like you have too many choices and you can't see through. There's a fantasy. You're seeing through a fantasy. I want to ask about what the fantasy was. What did that fantasy have to do with? 7 of Wands. Someone's sneaky behavior, or maybe your sneaky behavior. I think it's someone else because you're seeing through a fantasy, and The Seven of Wands is some mischief. Bleh. Traditionally, it's like this guy is stealing contraband, or what becomes contraband from another encampment. So I just want one more guided message about this Queen of Swords. So you're gonna have to communicate, maybe in a firm, mental way for clarity. Okay, I want to ask about Scorpio's love situation. So, how are you viewing? What's the current state of your relationship? Or it could be love, it could be platonic, whatever relationship you want to insert here. I'm just going to do a relationship. Coming out of a rest. So there was a time maybe for a while things were dormant, and now we're coming out of that time. I want a card to contextualize what that means. How is that coming about? That rest, maybe. Seven of Wands. I see this card as a battle. So there's some sort of intense, fiery battle. Taking a stand for yourself. I want one more card to contextualize the the relationship situation. Control. So this could be an individual you were relating to that it could be an Aries sign, or it could be just a person or an inner feeling of control. Yeah. Oh, another card to contextualize the control. In terms of relationships. There's a blockage, there's a halt. There's a blockage, has to do with control. I want to go through some of these cards. So, you're coming, okay, let's go back. Just to recap, there was there's an apprenticeship towards money going on. You're a hoarding vibe, but there's a mental conflict. There's a rebirth happening. You're taking a stand, coming out of poverty, going on a passionate quest, seeing through fantasy and illusions of someone else's tricky behavior. You may have to communicate forcefully, mentally, verbally, as a sort of a firm female, or you could be male and have a feminine energy happening. You're coming out of a rest period. Has to do with a fight that happened with perhaps an Aries, or perhaps with your own inner conflicts of control that created a halt. I want to know what the other person, how they are perceiving the relationship. Six of Wands, public recognition. They may be thinking that they want others to know about you, or that others do know about you. How does that public recognition make them feel? They feel like there's a deception going on. What is the deception? What does that mean? They want to offer you their emotional cup, their heart. They feel like things might really be over. So what's one healing message for this relationship, whatever it is? Listen to your intuition. Communication. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day.